Greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here and to discuss with you this very interesting and crucial for me, and I hope for you, topic Magento Open Source, the formula of competitive advantage in e-commerce. How to make our community more prosperous today and tomorrow. Uh, why I believe I can talk about it. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sergej Derzap. I'm CEO and CPO at Amasty. Amasty is the largest Magento solutions provider on the market. We're more than 15 years on the market with portfolio of at least 300 products. We're also providing solutions for Shopify, Wix, BigCommerce, and Equid. Take into account that we have global partnership network and more than 25 unique customers all over the world. We're able to collect enough feedback to understand what works and what doesn't on this market and what solutions are looking clients, developers, and merchants on different platforms. So I would like to elaborate a little bit on what is the best platforms for your e-commerce web store. And normally it goes with profiling with specific criteria. I would say that this criteria are maturity of the business. Is it a well-established business with defined business processes or just a startup? What growth strategy the client has? It's going to be a local business. They already have original ambitions or they would like to scale internationally. What is the revenue stream today and in the upcoming year or two? And what is their e-commerce dependence? Is it the core competence of their business and e-commerce should be the main revenue driver for them, or it's nice to have option and they're just making their first steps in the commerce domain. So take into account maturity of the business. What we should look at: product catalog. How many products they're going to sell? It could be super large business, but it relies just on 3, 5, 10 products, and it's a pretty straightforward model. I would say it's a startup way when you have a simple catalog with just several solutions, and it's very straightforward. However, we will call it enterprise if we have more than 100,000 of SKUs with the complex data models in the portfolio. The same is about integrations. It could be just payment, shipping, and that's it. With the growth and maturity of the business, you get CRM systems, mail marketing, analytic tools, ERP, and so on. So in terms of revenue stream, I would say there are specific players, niche players like Wix for startups or GoDaddy for startups, for small companies that just doing their first sales, or Shopify that recommends their basic plan just for $30, something like that, to support small businesses with their first e-commerce stores. However, there are more sophisticated players, more enterprise level markets with revenue higher than 1 million, where Magento, Community, Open Source, BigCommerce, Shopify Plus, Adobe Commerce, Oracle, and Salesforce are playing. And I would say that we are more interested in this segment where revenue goes up to from 1 million per year up to 50 millions and more. So normally we also should take in account what is the growth strategy, why it's important. Because when business would like to be a local, it's not a brainer. Not brainer what platform you should select. But when you would like to support localized operations with a specific on-site requirements. Not every platform is going to cope with it. It's for Magento Open Source, not a problem to support several store view, several websites with just one Magento instance. It's almost impossible to achieve with Shopify, for example. The same is with market scope. It's the focused niche. It's not a problem for any platform. But if you would like to implement marketplace solution or broad retail platform, it's not so easy to make it with less sophisticated solution. And you need complex navigation, very tight relationships with search, filtering options, brand filtering, and so on. So it's way easier to use more mature systems like Adobe Commerce or Magento Open Source. And the same is about your commerce dependence. There is a standard question in the project management world. Would you like to own or rent your software? If it's not the core of your business and you would like to be very flexible, it's easier to start with renting something and understand it fits your requirements, and only then take into account all expenses and your requirements, make more educated decision if you would like invest in creation of this value inside of your company in-house, or it still makes sense to rent it. So I would say that if the software builds the core of your business, you definitely need to own it. If it's just a private project for your company that's not majoring in e-commerce domain, probably it's still relevant to rent it. There are a lot of solutions in the middle, and every time you should take into account what is the best approach for a client depending on, let's say, their e-commerce competence and their goals. So, who is perfect Magento open source client? I would say it's what your business that already have established business processes. They're not very simple. That's why it's not so easy to achieve these goals with SaaS platforms. They have pretty stable revenue, more than 2 million. That's why it makes not so cheap to go for licensing models like Adobe Commerce or Shopify Plus. And they have own mindset. They would like to own their own data, make their own decisions where the upgrade platform and what functionality to add there. And they have some kind of ambitions to be at least multi-level, so other platforms are not able even to cope with their requirements. So normally it could be two ways how companies come to Magento. They already have some another heritage platform and they overgrown it and they need replatforming, or they consider a platform for their brick and mortar business. Normally, there are four competitors in this market. It could be even more, but let's pretend that this four are the major. So take in account that there are four uh, competitors on this market. I've added all our assessment criteria into the model, all criteria for the business, just to show how Perplexity can advise us what platform could be the best for them. So what I've added there, I asked that normally business is looking to be flexible and has enough functionality to support their business needs. They are looking for optimal cost of ownership for their business. They are looking for high performance solutions because performance is the key indicator for revenue growth. If performance degrades, it normally impacts your completion rate, and more customers just drop from your solution. And compliance, you should be compliant with relative regulations like accessibility that you need to comply with. So what perplexity answered me? That at the moment, almost every solution state that they are scalable, they have comprehensive suite of the features, um, and they're user-friendly. However, if we take the cost-effective solution, only Magento provides flexibility, advanced features, scalability of the business. However, it requires to cope with extra complexity comparing to other platforms. So how we can resolve this complexity, technical complexity issue? And what I propose is to tackle this problem from the ecosystem perspective. Magenta was powerful not just because it's the best platform ever, because of ecosystem. It's about you and your value here. I would say that we should tackle this problem the same way. We're stronger together. That's why we have Magento Open Source as a powerful platform. We have open source Hoover theme. We have extension providers like Amasty who can provide you with any extra functionality is required. And we have you developers and reliable agencies that can be a single point of contact for the client to provide tailored solution that meets requirements in a specific region. Having in mind that we are not here for the general discussion but applied case studies, let's talk about dev tools and their customer how tools that were looking for a solution to re-platform from. They're mature business with revenue more than 5 million. It's a regional multi-niche business with their own mindset. They already were with their own mindset on Magenta first version, and they were looking for solution, secure platform to support their daily operations, and with the approach to for a platforming that can support them without any disruptions. So they ended up to go forward with dev team and enrich their Magento open source uh, platform with a set of Amasty extensions that help them to get attractive total cost of ownership, taking in comparison other competitors. So once again, what I would like you to remember from this presentation that Magenta has the powerful ecosystem. It has the best platform supported by great open source team with a lot of extension providers like Amasty available here. The great agencies like DevTeam who know better what customer needs in a specific market in a specific region and can be single point of contact from this ecosystem to the client like a bridge to provide the best tailored solution for this very specific profile of the client. We are not targeting very small businesses because it could be not cost effective to support open source system and self-host huge platform. But for mid-size plus businesses, Magenta at the moment is the most attractive solution. That's all what I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me in LinkedIn. Have a great day.